think I made it work. Hey now. Oh wait, did I press the wrong one? Yeah, we don't need that thing there. Hey now. You have no idea how stressful it was trying to get that stream started. I'm sorry that we are kicking this off a couple of minutes late. Already on Twitch. Jeff, you're a total stud. Ryan, Fry, Sweet 803, Matt Galloway. Hey now to the whole lot of you. Yo, like as soon as I was getting ready to start that, my stupid phone stopped working. I had to like look up a video on how to fix it. Oh, just insane. Hey now, Justin, Justice, Brendan, Fry, hey now. All right, let me hit the hey now button for all you. Hey now. Yeah. Okay, so I'm so glad it's working. Let me just go to the other camera and see if it works, okay? Yes. Okay. Oh, I love when the camera thing doesn't switch. All right, let me just turn this a little so that like I'm not covered by the chat stream. All right, here we go. Now that I got this going. Not Sharpen, hey now. Ace, hey now. James, hey now. All right, here's the plan. I was looking around on hashtag TDIDI Army the other day, like I often do on Instagram, and I came across like this wicked dope disc that totally inspired me. Look, let me see if I can do some high-tech stuff. Okay, I'm gonna try to bang. All right, some of the buttons are still working. Jeff, hey now. This disc was done by a TDIDI Army All-Star named TDIDI from up in Canada. TDIDI Disc Golf, you can check him out. All his stuff is sick, but like he did it just right with the shading on that half and half. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna do one. So you all saw the picture in the thumbnail, which is that one that I did the other day. That's like what we're gonna make. Okay, one of these spilled. David, hey now button. Hey now. Yes. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. Okay, but here's the thing with that, like you can't do this whole disc in a live stream because you know there's going to be a background dye and it's got to sit and all that crap. Baba, hey now. So like I've already done some of the stuff. Let me just make sure I'm pressing the right buttons to take that down. Okay, so look, like you already saw turntable main, this right here. Okay, so like I already did the background dye on that and we're all set, but there was like some more stuff to it too. So let's go to here. Here's the stuff that I already did. Okay, that was step one. JP, the Twitch is either difference is doing it or the difference is doing it. One of the two. I don't remember. I just set it up and that was the end of it. Okay, so that was step one. Vinyl on the disc, and then we did the background dye, which you already saw, and then the disc came out like that. And then the other thing I did. Well, here's one thing I'll say about the background dye, okay? Like, I tried to do the designs on it sort of vertical instead of horizontal or swirly so that it looked kind of more like dripping. Relay? Hey, oh, that's my man Greg. Hey now. Hey now. Okay, and then after the background dye was done, I glue masked over the whole thing, okay? And that's like where it's at now, like right now, except like the glue dried, obviously. And I'll say two things about the glue mask. One, like I had the piece of vinyl that was the exact fit that I could have just done a recover and put it right back over top. But I like doing glue masks instead of recovers with vinyl because it's got like a smooth edge on the edge of the glue instead of that hard edge of the vinyl, and it makes where that intersection there a lot smoother, okay? So I could have recovered it with the vinyl, went with the glue. The other thing that I'll say about the glue is, like, the cleaner you do it, the better this is going to come out in the end. So I had like these magnifier glasses on the whole time while I was working the glue right to the damn edge. So it's like pretty close to, you know, right there. It's right there. And the better you do with that, the better it's going to come out. Okay, and then that brings us to, like I said, where we're at right now. Let me go back to this one and make my face small. Switching over to the Twitch. And like there she is. I'm not going to touch her because I already got her centered and I don't want to have to go through that crap again. But what we're going to do today is put the spin dye over this bad boy and then peel all the glue off, which is always such an exciting moment. And then when that's all done, we're gonna do a little bit of shading to like show how to kind of like make it look a little 3D, like that one in the picture. Let me get some of these dyes out. Do I want anything else other than these three? I used pink, yellow, and red in the swirl. Brendan Hin. Alright, let me get, look what I got here. I got some brand new brushes that I'm gonna break out for this. Except I'm gonna start with a Q-tip. Alright, let's get this show on the road. Time to make this bad boy spin. I'm gonna start with a little bit of just like a black frame to outline this bad boy. And then we'll start working our way inward. Still looks pretty damn centered, but I can't help but just give it a little bit of a check. Oh yeah, that puppy's right on. Okay. Let's start to do it. This is where it all starts to happen. I'm just gonna take a couple coats. Everett. Oh, and there's my man Sean Paul Bernard. Hey now. Let me get some TDIDI sound effects up on here so I can drop a hey now. Oh, maybe it's time for some James Brown. Alright, here we go. Sean Bernard just went from hanging out over here to watching the live stream back at his place. Benny, hey now. Everett, oh, I already gave you a hey now. Alright, I gotta focus or I'll never get this thing done. Oh, you know what I should be doing so that you guys can see better is turning my hat around. I never have it on backwards other than when I'm filming. Alright, that's gonna do it for our black border. Looks pretty even and clean. Oh, Forrest? Hey now! Now that Forrest is here, it's way too funky. Hey now! That one's just for you, Forrest. Alright, let me break into some of these brand new brushes that I'm super stoked about. I get asked about what kind of brushes I use all the time. One time I tried ordering brushes on Amazon. It was a mistake. They're the kind of thing that I definitely want to hold in my hand before buying, so I go to Michael's. They have a line called Artist's Loft, which is usually what I get, and they're acrylic. I mean, all the brushes, if you're using them with the dyes and the acetone, they're gonna break down eventually, and they're gonna lose that fight. Oh, my main man Brian Eckert. Hey now, Lindy. Hey now. So anyway, the Artist Lofts brushes are the ones that I use, and I use their acrylic brushes. They seem to hold up the longest. The other thing I'll say is get the plastic handle ones instead of the ones with painted wooden handles. Otherwise you'll contaminate your dye every time you dip it in there. I'll be honest, I don't have much of a plan right now. It's just spin my way to the center. But kind of like the last one, I'm probably gonna do some kind of alternation of pinstripes and fades. Joe, Hailstorm, Brian, hey now, Chris King, hey now. All right, that hey now deserves a hey now button. Maybe another TD. Let me get the D in the B. Now that we're all here, you know. And for those of you who's with your mind in the gutter, that's disc in the basket. Okay. This is shaping up. Okay, let's bring a little yellow up in here. Oh, Thor? Hey now. I like your style, Lindy. Alright. This yellow isn't actually worm dip yellow, it's Prochem that I just reused the worm dip bottle. Man, I love these brand new brushes. The tips are like, you know, it's like right like the old school pencil sharpener when you first pulled it out. All I gotta do is try to hold my hand steady and it's money. I didn't just kick that, did I? No. Alright, we're moving along. I think I'm going to jump into a fade next. I think I'm going to do pink and then maybe a little of the red over top of it. But let's put in our depth line. Oh, my man Bob's up in here. I was just out of College Park yesterday, bro. Missed you. But you get a hey now. Hey now. Okay, check it. This is one of the new brushes that I got. See how long the end is where the bristles are? Like this at the very end, the tip is like maybe 3 hairs. Those really long ones let you get the tiniest pencil thin little lines. Look at that. I mean, that's like fine as a frog hair. Now getting on it again the second time is the tough part. Nailed it. Just move the black over here. And next is pink. So take out one of these fat brushes. There's someone there with discs yesterday, Bob. It wasn't anything like yours, kind of like a bunch of used ones. Alright, that'll start me off, and I'm going to get a Q-tip and bring this fade in there. pour into the little acetone cap like this. Bang. Now it gets a Q-tip dip. Kind of clean this fade up a little. Okay, and typically because the pink is so light, if I'm doing a fade with it, once I kind of get like something that I feel good about and just the pink down, it's a little liney, but then I'll come back over it with just a little bit of red at the bottom. Watch, like this. Just tap that off so there's not too much dye in the brush. Okay. Slow as she goes, but it's happening. Okay, now we can kind of spread that through with a little Q-tip dipped in acetone to kind of even those two out together. Take some of that red through there. Dig it. Like, you don't have to be as anal retentive and OCD with your fades. Oh, there's my man Greg Renfro. Greg, it is. You're getting one of those too. Now it is the Greg's here. Yeah, you don't have to be as OCD and anal with your fades as I just gotta think, like, because I don't see colors, but I see contrast really good. So I got a thing for making contrast clean. Alright, let's go back to some pinstripes. Oh, you know what I forgot to ask? How the music volume is. The music volume, is it cool or does it suck? Because I can't hear the music. Only you guys can. Which, to be honest, not my favorite part about this setup. Normally I'm jamming over here. Alright. Now I'm going to fill those gaps with some pink. Here's the pink brush. I'm using these brushes before I have them labeled, which is a dangerous move. Thank you, Lindy. Okay, now what I think I'm going to do, and I try to do this, I do this a lot of times, I'm going to make an opposing phase to this one. So on this side, I'm going to do the same thing, fading in towards this. And ideally, it gives it kind of like a little bit of a rounded look. But to start, we're going to need to lay our teeny tiny little black line again. I'm going to kind of eyeball measure out here. Right there. Not my smoothest operation. My hand bumped the turntable on the way in. You can see how much thicker that black line is than this one here. I can't thin that one out, so just to make this look a little more even and symmetrical, I'm going to thicken this one up just a hair. Okay, I'll come back to that after I'm done with the schnizzle. Oops. Yeah, pretty close to halfway there. Where's my pink Q-tip? There it is. Okay. Now I'm going to go back over that with acetone and kind of soften it up. And now I'm going to bring the red back in. Red brush. little too harsh. Pretty close here. I feel pretty good about that right now. Alright, let's go back to some more pinstripes. We're getting close to the center here, way faster than I thought too. What are we at for time on this bad boy? Like anywhere near way too long? Can't tell. Greg, you're a stud. Okay, see, here's the thing when you're getting close to the middle of the disc. Like my turntable has a mat. This black part here is a rubber mat that sits on top of the plate that can move itself and knock things off center. So like when you get closer to the center of the disc, I do two things. One is I choke further up on the handle as opposed to holding it like right here. I hold it like here and try my hardest to not bump my hand on either the disc or the turntable, because throwing it off center really sucks. But it gets a little tougher when you get in further to the middle. You'll notice I'm always bracing my brush hand with my offhand. Like I push up with this hand, and so that I have like opposing pressure with both hands. It helps me steady both my hand and the brush as I bring it in close. Just hit the turn it off button. Stay on, we're not done. This is shaping right up. Okay. Now I'm going to sneak back to the yellow. There's the yellow brush. Man, it's so nice working with these brushes that have just like such pointed, clean tips. Like even on this big brush, I could do a pencil thin pinstripe because it comes to such a sharp point, or just press down and get like a thick, fat line. I'm gonna try a little pencil thin pinstripe on the outside here. I got powdered dye on the tip. Just that little yellow pinstripe there too looks pretty cool. Alright. Now I guess you gotta do a little something something to fill in that center spot there. I think I'm gonna go for my red this time. I'll come back to the My watch started rubbing the turntable there and stopping it. I kind of like that one sort of striped. Even though that's not what I was going for. So like I like to put these dark lines on the outside of my fades because it really gives it that like rounded off look on the end. Kind of curls it into a little bit more of a 3D look. Just gonna try to darken this one up a little without fattening it. That's as steady as that's as steady as my hand gets. Alright, let's see if we can squeeze a couple more pinstripes in this area. Just to finish off the pattern. that center one wasn't easy, but it does confirm that I got this thing centered. Oh, Terry Wolf, my man. Now it is. That's gonna be my new jam every time a TDIDI Army All-Star makes a guest appearance. I'm gonna let you know it just got too funky. Alright, let's give this little center section some pink, and I think we're done. At least with the spin die. Okay. Bang. There it is. Spun to the center. Alright, let me cover up all my bottles because I'm infamous for knocking these bad boys over. That's why I took my Eagles jersey off. I wasn't about to do this in my Eagles jersey. Spill something all over it. Let's do it then. Okay, now it's time. This is like... Terry, you got here just in time because this is like moment of truth part right here where I peel off all the glue. And it makes that change. I'd take a picture of it, but my phone is up there recording this so you can watch. Okay, here goes. Oh yeah, look at that. See, look how like the spin die comes right up to the very edge of the pour. That's what I was talking about earlier when I was saying like the cleaner and better you do the glue mask, the better this comes out. Because when it comes out nice and clean right to the edge like that, it's the money. Okay, come on off of there. Oh, that is so satisfying. Do you want to see the glue piece? It always looks so cool. Yeah, there, look, I got it. Is it? Alright, whatever. Such a bozo. Okay, so look, that came out like cash money, right? And you know what? If you wanted to, you could just stop here. That's plenty awesome enough. But if you're a little obsessive, then you could take it to the next level, which in order to do that and to make this look a little bit 3D, we're going to do some shading. Look, I tried it on this disc that I did before, but if we're honest, I did a crappy job with the shading. I mean, even if you do a crappy job, it comes out looking awesome. Okay, like I shouldn't have done the shading on the sides here anywhere near as thick. I got a little too aggressive down here. It needs to be like darker right up against the background dye and then lighter moving away. So like even when you do crappy with the shading, just a little bit of effort to that gets it real funky. Can we give it another? How about let's do a D in the B. Tommy, that kid cracks me up. What do we do another? Oh. Alright, that's enough sound effects. Let's do this. Okay, so look, I got my black dye right here. And we're not going to shade this whole thing together, okay? I'm just going to do some shading with you and then finish it off myself later and then post pictures, because the last one I did took like 45 minutes to an hour to shade, okay? So like I'm just letting you know it's a commitment, but my suggestion would be to get like a brush like I showed you earlier that's like got the finest, thinnest frog hair at the very end tip that you can get. It's better when the bristles are nice and long like that. And then what you want to start to do is start to outline it in black, okay? And outline the whole thing and then start to build out from the outline. But remember, like, the shading should be more down here under than it should on the sides, because the light's coming from somewhere. That's the problem with this one. It looks like the light's coming from everywhere, anywhere, and doesn't have, like, while it looks like it's drop shadowing it, it doesn't like depict, it doesn't show that the light's coming from a certain direction. So like this time I'm going to try to do it so that the shading on the undersides is thicker and deeper than the shading on like the vertical parts. So like, if that makes sense, this is me just rambling through my cob. You could try to shade it with the mask in place, Greg. I guess that wouldn't make a big difference, but I found that on the last one, because I wasn't perfect with the glue mask everywhere, taking it off allowed me to do a little correction on either side of the line that I needed to do while I was going, if that makes sense. But I did consider that myself last time as well. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to switch into the geek glasses just for you guys. I don't wear these on the camera too often. That's why. And then we'll break in here. Oh crap. Forgot to turn my head around. We'll break in here nice and close. And just kind of make sure we get this right. See how anal retentive and tedious this can be? This is really why you kind of got to be a special kind of OCD person to pull this shading stuff off. And you want it to be like nice and dark up against the line, as nice and dark as you can, I guess. Spread it out a little bit. Like I said, I'm not going to take you through the whole entire shading thing, because watching me do this nice and slow for another hours probably doesn't make for good TV, but I'm going to try to get this little bottom part here to show you kind of like the 2 or 3 stages that I used while I was doing this. Switch to it. No, I guess I'm not, because I don't have one of those in there. I get more control with the smaller one than I'm doing the shading, but I can pull it off with this. So you get your base in there for the shading. And then I go back to my Q-tip and acetone dip here. And then, like, I don't want the Q-tip soaked with acetone, so I give it a little touch on the paper towel over there to soak most of it up. And then carefully give it like a little bit of blending with the Q-tip here. As I go. And then back and forth with this routine, trying to keep the dark line tight and close to the background pour, and then gradually shading it down in the shape of the bloop. Okay, I'm gonna say bang to that, because you gotta have, you gotta have the idea. At that point, I just like shaded that bottom part for 5 minutes. And then, when it's all done, circles around, and other than being red, bang, you look like that. All of you fools that came and hung out with me, like on a Sunday night when there's football on TV, you're total rock stars. I'm gonna finish this bad boy up down here, and then I'll post some pictures of it so that you can see it. I hope this, you know why I did this in the stream? Because these are super easy and everybody can do it. So I hope you give it a try. Don't be discouraged by how long it looks like it took me to get the shading down. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect to look good. I shaded this one all sorts of crappy and it still came out looking awesome. Alright, and with that, I'm gonna go finish off my weekend with another beer and some football. And until we catch you fools again, look, I'll even switch to the big camera. Yeah. Till we catch you fools again, I hope you keep on doing it. Yeah! Yeah.